Not bad. Well, Christmas is just around the corner, and as we all rush to get those last-minute gifts, our next guest is saying, put it all on pause and remember the reason for the season.
Greg Laurie's here, and he outdressed us all. He's a senior pastor at the Harvest Christian Fellowship in California and the author of The Jesus Revolution. Welcome, Greg. Great to see you again.
Brian, good to be with you.
All right, so you try to factor
Hello,
in...
Jedediah.
How are you?
You try to factor in the news as well as the message for the season. What's your approach this Christmas?
Well, Cardinal Dolan was on the other day, and he talked about holding a newspaper in one hand and a Bible in the other. And, you know, the Bible is such a relevant book because when we think about the first Christmas, 2,000 years ago plus, the world was in chaos. The world was in turmoil. Caesar was in control. People were crying out for help to God. They were crying out for meaning. They were crying out for peace. And the angelic message, I think, still resonates today because it's joy to the world, as we see on signs and billboards and things like that, and peace on earth. But it's interesting because that phrase literally translated means peace among men with whom God is well pleased. And so I think that we wonder, where is the peace? We hear of all the turmoil and conflict and the world that's constantly going on. But really the message of the angels is we can have peace on the inside. Because no matter what's going on the outside, Christmas is about heaven opening up and God sending his son on a rescue operation to planet Earth to be born in a manger and then ultimately to go to a cross and die for the sin of the world. We don't like to think of the baby going to a cross and dying, but really that was the reason that Jesus came in the first place. So it's really a message of how to have a relationship with God in the turmoil and conflict of the time we're living. You know, Brian, depression is really high in the Christmas season. I just read an article about how suicide is at an all-time high right now in America. And I think that people are wondering what the meaning of life is. They're wondering, and they're supposed to be happy because it's Christmas, for Pete's sake, but they aren't happy and they're wondering why. I think commercial Christmas cannot deliver on its promises, but Christ can. So really, when it's all said and done, we don't need presents under a tree. We need his presence in our life.
Pastor, you know what? You talk about commercial Christmas, and it's really easy to kind of get sucked into the commercial aspect. You buy the gifts, and all of a sudden, you've kind of forgotten the reason, the whole purpose of the season. Do you have any advice for people to kind of hold on to the real message and what the real message of Christmas is while in the midst of all this hustle and bustle of the commercial season?
Yes. Well, you know, I think that of people, they're so busy, you know, trimming their trees and getting the presents for everybody. And then just when you think you have your Christmas list covered, you remember one more person, of course, after you just gave up that wonderful space at the mall and there's 5 people waiting to get it, right? But we need to remember that it's about the birth of the Savior. And so we need to take time. You know, coming back to the depression and suicide many people have are turning toward, I read that one of the reasons is they're not having social connections. It's all social media. I'd say put the phone down, pick the Bible up, open it up. And you know what? Do something different this year. Go to church on Sunday. You know, we call them CEO Christians. Christmas and Easter only. But hey, it's better than nothing. And I would say go and hear that story again, revisit it again, and remember that story is true, and you can have a relationship with God.
Pastor Laurie, wonderful message.
Thank you so much.
Hey, congratulations on your book, Jesus Revolution.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, you got three messages on Sunday. I hope you're ready. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.